Okay, so the last part of the unboxing, if I might say, well, the last 3 items that I'd ordered on eBay finally got here over the past few days. First one is I'd ordered 6016 rods, which came as 6013 rods that are 1/16 inch in diameter. I went through the return process and everything. It said 6016 on their page and had a fuzzy 6013 thumbnail, which I was hoping was a fluke, but it turns out it wasn't. Yeah, I kind of should have known better. I got my money back, but and they said not to bother returning them. I gave them the UPC code and everything, so I got more of those. I haven't welded with 6013s much. What I have, I wasn't really a big fan of them, but I can't start making assumptions. May stuff a couple times I used them. Also got actual arc brazing rods, not brazing rods run on a stinger. These are Xena Incorporated 1/8 inch diameter no gas arc brazing. Yeah. Highly versatile, smooth running, easy to handle bronze alloy electrodes for both ferrous and non-ferrous applications, ideal for a wide variety of uses, including filler and defects in brass and bronze, joining copper alloys to ferrous metals, includes cast metals for salt water corrosion resistance, excellent wear resistant, ideally suited for heavy overlaying and joining galvanized seals, copper, bronze, brass, and other combinations. Yes. And lastly, 6027s. Washington Alloy? Yep, Washington Alloy Company 6027s came today. These are, I believe they're, let me double check this. 5/32 in diameter. Nice stubby rod. I guess that's, I don't know, about average length of a rod. It has a lot of flux covering on it. It doesn't have amperage directions on it, but I'm sure I could easily find that. My welder only gives up 240 amps, so I feel like running this, I'd be running it too cold, but it doesn't hurt to try. I've been attempting to, or going to attempt to in the future, collect all the E-series rods. Now, I know that's a lot, but I'm starting with the, for the most part, the carbon steel line. Although, not all specifically are tied down to just welding carbon steel. But I'm making a list, a lot of which are actually obsolete, unsurprisingly. And I have to print off the list or something because it turns out I cannot stop recording with the phone and minimize it to read the list. But there's a fair amount on there, including rods, like, the only rods that I found did actually exist at one point. Like 70-23, 60-30, possibly 50-10. I haven't had 100% proof of that, but I've had several welding forums where I've been able to look back in the archives of stuff and like people talking about it, but I haven't found any specifics on it. 70-23, among some other rods that I've been able to find information on from only one other source, was like a American Welder's Guide to Fillet Welds or something like that. It's a 127-page paper, which I found in PDF form. It was published in 1995. I did a lot of digging before I was able to find the full version, which I found and downloaded off like an Arabic ebook website, surprisingly. But yeah, that was genuine. I was able to garner a fair amount of info from that, and had a number of rods I had not heard about before. And from what I can tell, in the U.S. there is a less rod variety. Well, maybe not less rod variety per se, but less access to rods of the past than, say, overseas like China or Ukraine or Europe, what have you, where some of those rods are still relevant, prevalent, and in use, it would seem. It seems like Chinese companies manufacture a number of rods, including 6020s, but obviously their minimum shipping price is like a ton. That's not a price, that's an amount. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Co-workers of my dad's, his wife's dad? Or grandpa or something like that. I saw him at work the other day. The first time, actually. But, we got to talk a little bit. He's been a welder for a long time. He's had hernia surgery, so he was walking around. I got to talk to him some. He's got all sorts of stuff. Like, he's definitely heard of 6020. Probably has some, whatever. But that doesn't matter too much. I mean, that's cool. But somebody from a different era, different generation, would be cool to talk to. Learn some stuff. I guess those people have gotten into the trade a whole lot earlier than me. To start, I've got places to go, hopefully, a career to make. We're willing to this. There's, who knows what down the road holds. I got a couple 3-foot, like 3 by 1.5, 3 by 2 inch, 3 foot by 2 inch, pieces of 1/4 inch thick steel, so I can probably make some T-joints here to test on some videos. Yeah, there's not much else going on right now. I'll be starting a project of making some rock sliders for a guy who goes to our church. Should be interesting. It'll be a paid job, so I'm going to do the absolute best I can. I mean, I always would, but it takes a little more planning, obviously. It's kind of rambling right now. So yeah, whatever.